Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And a special thank you to Benjamin for making this opportunity available to all of us. Really appreciate your support and the love you have for your yoga community. So we're going to start by finding a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. It could be in a chair. Find your comfortable seat. Rest your hands on your thighs to close that kinetic chain. You can have your eyes closed or a soft gaze out in front of you. We'll start with bringing awareness into the body. Move so that your shoulders are over your hips and the back of your head is in line with your spine. Bring your awareness to your right elbow and let it be very heavy. Right elbow sinking towards the floor, relaxing right shoulder blade. Bring your awareness to your left elbow. Let your left elbow be very heavy. Let it soften towards the ground, softening between the shoulder blades. Bring your awareness to the roof of your mouth. Soften and relax the roof of your mouth. Now, if that sounds like an odd cue that you've never heard before, simply let your lower jaw unhinge away from your upper jaw. Let your tongue be soft and wide in your mouth. And create a sense of spaciousness in the roof of the mouth, all the way down the back of the throat, as if the roof of the mouth was expanding in all directions. Just like when an ice cube melts, it melts in all directions. Create that expansiveness all the way down the back of the throat to the soft palate. Now shift your awareness to your breathing. Without changing anything, simply become aware of your breath. No critique, no analysis, simple awareness of your breath. Now, be more curious about your exhale. Trace your exhale to the very end, to its natural conclusion. Each exhale runs its course. It's called full commitment exhale or authentic breathing. It's the exhale that speaks to the parasympathetic nervous system, telling your body everything is okay. Rest and digest. These are your three fundamentals: grounding, relaxing the roof of the mouth, full commitment exhale. Bringing you into your body, allowing you to quiet your mind, letting go of the busyness, the mental checklist, letting it go, bringing you into present moment awareness without any judgment. To add potency to our practice, we can add an intention. Draw your hands together in front of your heart. Feel the meeting of your hands, the warmth or coolness, the pressure. And then set an intention, something that's personally meaningful for you. Just one word. It could be humor, joy, compassion, peace. Something that serves you. And know that you are deserving of this intention. We often think of the front of the heart as giving, so let's consider the back of the heart as receiving. Take your next few breaths in through the back of your heart to receive your intention. Release your hands, open your eyes, and we're going to start with laying on our back. So come to laying on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. This means that you're arriving in your constructive rest position. For some of us, it's our favorite yoga pose. Bring your arms by your side. And I teach something called alignment yoga, which is not about twisting yourself into a particular shape. It's about aligning with the vital forces of nature, one of them being gravity. Without it, none of us would be here. So let yourself relax. Let it go. That's our practice. Let it go. Relax. We relax to get strong. When we're strong, we can relax. With each exhale, feel your body soften and release into the floor. One of the places we can hold tension is the tailbone, so let your tailbone drop down towards your feet. Let it unfurl. Each exhale allows the ribs to release towards the floor and your shoulder blades to soften towards the ground as well. Finding neutral spine, meaning you're not imprinting or pressing your low back into the floor, but yet there's enough space underneath your low back for a ladybug. That's your neutral spine. Pick your feet up off the floor, bring your knees over your hips. Extend your arms up in the air, palms facing each other. Relax your shoulders. There you go. Bend your elbows so they're over your shoulders. Fingertips pointing behind you. Cactus arms. So bending at the elbows. Yep. Elbows over the shoulders, just like that. Do you still have neutral spine? And then, nice and slow, inhale, right leg, left arm to the ceiling. It's a little brain yoga. And exhale, come back to your starting point. This is our pattern. Now it's left leg, right arm. Nice and slow. Slower is often harder. This is called brain yoga. And keep going. Opposite arm, opposite leg, moving slowly. It's a cross crawl pattern that allows the right brain and left brain to communicate. It's also a nice core warm-up. So when you've done as many as is right for you, hug your knees to your chest, take a break, or you can go right into the next part of this dead bug series. Extend your arms and legs up in the air, palms facing each other, come back to neutral spine, soften the shoulders. There you go. Now, moving from your midline, slowly extend your left arm out to the side and right leg the other direction. Yes. Come back to center. And now it's left leg and right arm. Slowly, slowly moving away from the midline, only as far as you can go without tipping or tilting, maintaining midline stability. Could be that one on each side is plenty for you today, especially if doing core work is new to you. After the next one, we'll pause, perhaps hug your knees to your chest, or stay with arms and legs up in the air as we move in a new pattern. Once again, establishing your neutral spine. Now lengthen your right leg all the way down to the floor, left arm overhead. Reach in opposite directions, hovering the heel just over the mat, and then slowly, slowly come back up to center. Nice job not using momentum. And then opposite, left leg, right arm, moving slowly. Notice how your core is supporting you here. And coming back to center. How about one more on each side, if that works for you today. Remember, it's not about making your body fit the pose, it's making the pose fit your body. Last piece to this dead bug series, you're always welcome to hug the knees to your chest and take a break. Keep your legs up in the air. Now bring your arms overhead, back behind you, all the way to the floor. There you go. Now this is a little different. You're going to imprint, press your lower back into the floor. Keep that connection. Maintain that connection and lower your legs only as far as you can keep the low back pressing into the ground. It may not be very far at all today. Doesn't matter. And then slowly bring your legs back up. Yes, we're not using momentum, we're using strength. One more time, lengthen the legs, reach the heels nice and long, keep that low back pressing into the floor, pause when it wants to pull away, slowly come back up. And we only have one more. Once more, lengthen your legs way out there. And then draw your knees to your chest. Relax your arms. Give yourself a little sacral massage here. So that's our pre-yoga, our brain yoga. Then roll over to your side and make your way into tabletop, hands and knees. Coming into tabletop, a little reminder, the wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. And then on your next exhale, tip your sit bones towards the floor and roll into cat pose. The head's the last thing to move. And on your inhale, tip your sit bones towards the ceiling and let your spine articulate all the way up, and the head's the last to lift. Keeping your eyes open, really great for vagal tone. Exhale, rounding, pressing your entire spine up towards the ceiling. And then start to feel where the sticky places are and bring a little more movement into the places that are sticky. If you go slow, you can find them. And less mobility to the places that are already kind of hypermobile anyway. Articulating one by one. Sit bones lead the way. The head just comes along for the ride. And the next time you finish your cat pose, pause in tabletop, and we'll move into what's called bird dog. Notice that your hips are equal distance from the floor. Yes, right hip equal distance from the floor as left hip. Maintaining that equal distance, slowly extend your right leg back behind you, toes tucked under, hips still equal, and then extend left arm forward, hips maintaining that levelness. Extend your left arm nice and long. Lift from the base of the skull if necessary. And then slowly, slowly lift your right leg, keeping the hips level. So we're not interested in how high you can lift your leg, but can you lift from your hamstrings, engaging your deeper glute muscles? Look over to the right. Look back to the floor. Come back down to tabletop. Once again, we're looking to maintain a level pelvis, taking our time. Slower is harder. Extend your left leg back, level hips, right arm forward, palm facing in. Back of the neck is nice and long as the front of the neck. Slowly lift from your hamstrings to lift your left leg, and look to your left. Coming back to center, looking at the floor, lengthen through the crown of the head. As you lengthen through the crown of the head, reach back through your tailbone. And bring your knee and hand back to the floor. Bring your knees touching, toes touching. It's a version of child's pose. Knees touching, toes touching. Reach way back there. You can release your toes back. There you go. You're creating lots of flexion here. Maybe not as comfortable as knees open, but you're going to get a lot of space in your spine here. And relax into child's pose. Come back up to tabletop. From tabletop, walk your hands forward as far as you can, but keep your hips over your knees. Don't let your knees come. Walk your hands forward, hips stay right there. There, you've got it. There you go. Now release your collarbones towards the ground. You can rest your forehead on the mat if you'd like, or just hover your forehead off the mat. Hands a little wider than your shoulders. So this is called puppy pose. It's a nice alternative to downward facing dog if the wrists are feeling a little tired. There you go. Walk your hands a little closer towards each other and then back towards your knees to rise back up into tabletop. If you're interested in doing downward facing dog, we have that option, or you can do another tabletop. Here in downward facing dog, press your elbows slightly away from each other, bending them, and then wrap those elbow points towards each other. Yes, straightening the arms. There you go. That'll keep you from hyperextending. Maintain pressing the elbows towards each other. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees just 2 inches. Keep pressing your elbow points towards each other. There you go. Now slowly press your hips back behind you, back, 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 and then start to lift the hips up. Keeping the hips pressing back. Keep a nice big bend in your knees. Keep pressing those elbow points towards each other. There you go. And then bend the knees generously, quite generously. Bend your knees. Bending your knees, lengthen through the spine. Now keep all that length you just found in your spine and slowly press your femur bones, your thigh bones towards your hamstrings to reach the heels back behind you. back to the end of the mat, not necessarily down. Try that again. Bend your knees. Keep all that length. Press back, lengthening the heels. Keep pressing those elbow points towards each other. There you go. All about decompressing the spine and letting the weight of your organs come onto your diaphragm to release that exhale. Touch down, come into child's pose. I'd like this to be a gentle practice, so no striving here. If you want to make it an advanced practice, stay in the present moment. That's the advanced practice. Don't go to those different stations. Past, future, like, dislike, self, others. Let's come back to tabletop. Coming back to tabletop, make your way into standing, any way you like. So if you have a special way you like to do that, coming to standing, stay here in Uttanasana, forward fold. If you need to bend your knees to get your hands to the floor, do so. Keeping your hands on the floor, those 4 points of contact, 2 hands, 2 feet. Inhale, look forward, eyes open. Gorilla pose. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, hands just below the knees, coming into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, let it all go. Pressing down into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Coming all the way up to standing. Look up between your hands. Keep your eyes open. Exhale, look straight ahead. Arms down at your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And clasp your hands, looking straight ahead. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Relax those lower ribs. Touch your thumbs together. Keep pressing the palms of your hands towards the ceiling, touching the thumbs together. Pull your thumbs towards the floor. Press the palms towards the ceiling. Take hold of your wrist. Side bend over. Come back up to center. Take hold of the other wrist. Side bend over. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your arms all the way. Let's take a nice wide stance. A nice wide stance. 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock with the feet. Put your hands on your hips, and we're coming into Sumo Pose. Sumo Pose. Notice that the knees are pointed in the same direction as the toes, and to give that nice flexion into your ankles, press your shins forward. You can draw those feet in a little bit. There you go. If you want to add extra effort into here, slightly lift your heels enough to slide a business card under there. That's all. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend your knees. Let those sitting bones move. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Flexing at the hips, triple flexion, hips, knees, and ankles. So you might notice the movement of your sitting bones. What happens when you bend your knees? Do they come apart or come closer towards each other? And what happens when you straighten? Continue to allow your sitting bones to move. Next time you come to that bent knee position, pick up your right heel just a smidge, maybe just 1 inch, and very slowly, fluidly, like how water flows, slowly start to lower that heel to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, we're hinging forward here. Then lift the opposite heel and slowly lower to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now both heels, just an inch, and slowly lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straighten. Really great work for the pelvic floor. Turn your toes in, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips stay on the floor. Inhale, look forward, gorilla pose. Exhale, release. Press into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, arms by your side. Coming into a balanced pose. Place your hands on your hips. Hands on your hips can really help with maintaining balance. Press into your right foot and turn your left heel in so it rests against the ankle here. It's a little kickstand here. Before we go anywhere, notice your hips are facing forward. Lengthen your left knee away from you. And without moving the hips, bring your left knee back just a smidge. Try closing your eyes here. So we work on balance without using vision, helps with proprioception. Eyes open, bring your hands together in front of your heart. If you like, you can lift a foot, probably be your left one. Try closing your eyes. Options to extend the arms up. Press down into your standing leg and lift up through the crown of your head. Hands together at your heart, release. And we'll go to the other side. Bringing your hands onto your hips, turning your right heel in, pressing towards the midline. Again, once again, lengthen through the knee. Reach the right knee away, keeping the hips facing forward. Pressing down into your standing leg, extending up through the crown of your head. Explore eyes closed. Explore lifting the gaze, lifting the arms, lifting your foot. And perhaps coming back to that intention. Slowly come out of the pose. That's all part of the pose. Bring a hand to your belly, hand to your heart. Close your eyes and come back to present moment awareness. No judgment, no critiquing. Simply being in this moment now. Release your hands. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Press down into the feet as you forward fold. And now we're coming back to tabletop position and lowering all the way down onto the belly. Coming down onto your belly. Bring your arms by your side. Hands by your wrists, elbows pointed up, as if you're going to do a baby cobra. So we can bend the elbows and put the hands on the mat. Baby cobra. There you go. Release your elbows away from your torso. So release your elbows towards me. There you go. Release as much of your upper chest to the floor as you can. Soften the upper chest. There you go. Soften even more. Soften, soften the upper chest into the floor. Softening between the shoulder blades. Just let it go. Soften, soften. Let your collarbones sink towards the floor. And even let your shoulders roll forward here. Letting the, yes, there you go. Notice how you soften between the shoulder blades here. This is called Scapula Stabilization. This is where you're in your sweet spot here. Keep that right there. And then lift your nose a ½ inch off the floor. Just a ½ inch. Stay right there. Soften between the shoulder blades. Extend through the crown of the head, back through the tailbone. This is called prone mountain. Prone means you're laying on your belly. So if I flipped you up onto your feet, you'd have this beautiful, elegant posture. So let's see if we can stay here for 5 minutes. Just kidding. We'll just do 5 more seconds here. But when we have that support, that elegant posture, we can start to hold this pose longer. Then release by stacking your hands in front of your forehead. Rest your forehead on your stacked hands, coming into crocodile pose or makrasana. With your forehead resting on your stacked hands, it's a nice way to calm the nervous system, the pressure of the third eye on your stacked hands. Push yourself back up to tabletop to make your way to laying on your back once again. We're going to grab that yoga strap that's nearby. Place it over the ball of your right foot. Bring both legs to the floor. One strap in each hand. Just take a moment to notice how both your legs are straight, yes? So we're going to practice discernment. Slowly, slowly pick your right leg up and stop before your knee bends. So take your time so that you can feel just before the knee bends, I want you to pause. Once you get there, walk your hands up the strap so you have two long arms. Bend your elbows slightly away from each other. There you go. Now we're going to practice an active stretch. Press into the strap with the ball of your foot. At the same time, press your heel forward. Yes, more bang for your buck with this. We're not really interested in how high you can lift that leg. How often do we need this pose in life anyway? So if you'd like to explore lifting that leg a little higher, you're welcome to. Is it the inhale or the exhale that assists that? But continue with that active stretch. This is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Pressing into the strap, pressing the heel forward, stronger bones, stronger muscles. Relax the exhale, let it go. Soften your eyes, soften your face. And then slowly let the strap glide through your hands as you lengthen and lower that leg all the way down to the ground. Let go of the strap, let go of the pose, and feel your right side body. Slip your left foot in, your right foot out, and we'll continue with the active stretch on the same side. So remember, it's not about how high you can lift your leg. Pause before the knee bends without locking that knee. Walk your hands up the strap so you have two long arms, bending the elbows slightly away from each other. And maintaining that active stretch by pressing into the strap with the ball of the foot and pressing the heel forward. If you notice that your chin is higher than your forehead, relax your chin towards your chest just a smidge. So the back of the neck is nice and long, not hyperextending. If you're interested in lifting the leg a little higher, you're welcome to do that, but keep your active stretch. And you can even soften across the top of the foot. Big toe to pinky toe side, transverse arch. And then slowly lengthen and lower that leg all the way down. Release your strap, release the pose, and feel left side body. You can set that strap aside. Bend your knees, roll over to your right side, coming into fetal position. Laying on your right side, extend your arms perpendicular to your body. So now your palms are facing each other. Draw your knees towards your belly. That's going to help keep the twist in your mid-spine rather than your low back. Those big clunky low lumbar vertebrae are really not designed for heavy twisting, so we're going to keep the knees to the chest. Notice how your hips are stacked. Inhale your left arm up in the air. Relax your left shoulder. Keeping the hips stacked, release the back of the left hand all the way to the floor, coming into a big wide T position. There you go. Let your head be a natural continuation of your spine. You can lower that left arm a bit so that you're in a big T. There you go. Now reach your fingertips away from each other. So this is called pec release. So we have two muscles on that left side, pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. Right now we're addressing pec major. So if you happen to do any arms forward activities in your day, if you just happen to, maybe texting, keyboarding, driving, knitting, dishwashing, this is a really nice way to release those muscles that get short and tight with all that arms forward activity. But we really want to get to pec minor. So before we do that, think about where the eye of your elbow is, right here. And I want you to turn the eye of the elbow to face the same direction your thumb is going. It's a real small movement, very small, yes. We're just working on a little fascial tug. There you go, nice job. Now turn your arm so your thumb points towards the ceiling. Thumb points towards the ceiling. Slide your arm about 20 degrees towards your head. Just follow the ground. There you go, that's all. Now your thumb's pointed in a different direction. Turn from the eye of the elbow. Turn the eye of the elbow to face the same direction as your thumb. Nice job making small movements here. Just looking for that little tug into pectoralis minor. And the more you practice this pose, pec release, I think the greater the benefits, and you'll start to understand the subtleties. This happens to be my favorite yoga pose. Exhale all the way. Slide your arm down and around so that you can move on to the other side. Sliding the arm down. And we'll move to the other side. Now you might notice a difference one side versus the other. Keeping the knees bent to your belly, palms stacked, inhale your right arm up in the air. Relax that right shoulder and roll all the way open into your T position. Big wide opening, extending the fingers away from each other. And once again, notice where the eye of the elbow is and turn from the eye of the elbow, turn towards the thumb. Keeping the hips stacked. Exhaling completely. Just playing with that little micro movement of turning from the eye of the elbow. Now turn your arms so that your thumb points towards the ceiling. Slide your arm about 20 degrees towards your head. Keeping that position right there. Slow, almost like it's an isometric movement, turning from the eye of the elbow to get that little tug or pull or release in pec minor. Remember to stay with authentic breathing. No need to orchestrate your breath. Let it happen naturally. Slide your arm down and around. And make your way onto your back. Coming onto your back, we'll take that block that's handy, keeping your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You're going to lift your hips and place that flat block underneath your sacrum. There you go. So if you don't have a wall nearby, this is a really handy version for legs up the wall. Bring your knees over your hips and extend your legs up in the air. Really nice for lymphatic drainage as well, which is really great for the immune system. So you can either be in this pose, or if you want to pull your mat to a wall and put your legs up the wall, put a bolster or a blanket underneath your hips. Really nice to do that little bit of inversion where your heart is higher than your head. So we have the weight of the organs on your diaphragm to facilitate the exhale, which of course facilitates the relaxation response to the nervous system. So you're welcome to stay here for a few minutes, or you can bring your feet to the floor. Slide that block out. You can stop here and relax in Shavasana, or you continue on, and we're going to do a short Yoga Nidra practice. So for the Yoga Nidra practice, get perfectly comfortable. You may want a blanket over you. It starts to feel a little cool. You may even want something underneath your head to feel a little more comfortable. So think of this as your nap time. Release your entire body into the floor. Remember, there's nothing to do here, nothing to get done. This is simply something you experience, a deep rest. With each exhale, you feel your body relaxing. With each exhale, the mind is becoming more still. As the body relaxes, the mind becomes more quiet. Body and mind become one. Each exhale allowing you to release deeper and deeper into a light sleep. Going to practice a sankalpa, an intention here, but before we do, gratitude is the fertile soil in which we plant the seed of intention. So cultivate a sense of gratitude. Let it wash through your entire body. And now think of something that you're deeply committed to achieving in the next few weeks or months. And then shape that into an intention that's in the affirmative. Something short and sweet like, I have radiant health. I have healthy relationships. I am at peace in my life. And now, repeat your sankalpa 3 times with absolute certainty that it will come to pass. Repeat it to yourself. Let it steep in gratitude. Feel, see in your mind's eye the outcome of this intention. And then give thanks. Give thanks for everything, everyone, every decision you've made that's brought you to this moment. Now we're ready to move awareness throughout the body to rest a little deeper. There's nothing to do, but simply see or feel in your mind's eye the body part that I name. Bring your awareness to your right eye, left eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, upper row of teeth, lower row of teeth, right cheek, left cheek, forehead, chin, right ear, left ear, back of your head, top of your head, your whole face, your whole head, right arm, right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, palm of your hand, back of your hand, your whole hand, right leg, right foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky. Left foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky. Left arm, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, palm of your hand, back of your hand, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right arm, left arm, both your arms, right leg, left leg, both legs, right hip, left hip, navel, sternum, top of your head. Feel your back body. Feel your entire back body. Feel your front body. Be aware of your whole body resting. Be aware that you are resting. Let the body rest in complete stillness. Now you're ready to create your sanctuary. This is a room, this is a place where you find yourself at the most peaceful moment, safe, protected, at home. Picture yourself in a room. There are no people and no animals here, but this is your sanctuary. See the room in your mind's eye. See the size and shape of the room. Notice how high is the ceiling? What's on the walls? Windows, doors, photographs, paintings, anything that you want. This is your sanctuary, the place where you feel the most comfortable, relaxed, at peace. What's the ambiance in this room? The temperature, the airflow. Is there a fragrance? What objects do you see in this room? Anything you want to create a sanctuary. What are the colors you see, the textures you feel, sounds that you hear? And once again, repeat your sankalpa 3 times, knowing that the entire universe supports your intention. It's already happening. Know that tonight you'll get a good night's sleep, sleeping soundly, fitfully. Acknowledge that you've been practicing a guided meditation, and the practice is now complete. When you open your eyes, you'll feel relaxed and refreshed. When you open your eyes, you'll feel relaxed and refreshed. And take your time. When you're ready, bend your knees, roll to your side. The practice is now over. Take your time coming up to sitting. Bring your hands over your heart. Please repeat this loving kindness meditation with me. I'll say the phrase so you can repeat it. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from suffering. May I be at peace. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. Thanks for joining me, and have a beautiful day. Thank Thanks, Benji.